Okay, my beloved Madridistas, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Madrid. This is life or death, okay? This is it. This is where the rubber meets the road. So much hangs on tomorrow's match. This is an absolutely critical match, not just for the future of Xavi, but I think also for the future of these players. If the players do not play 100% tomorrow, they are going to hear it. If you guys remember the whistles to Tchouaméni last year, the Bernabeu can be brutal. Brutal. I've heard the Bernabeu whistle, Raúl, like, Figo, Beckham, like Roberto Carlos, even legends, Zidane, even Cristiano, which feels like blasphemy. But I'm telling you that where we are now, if any player relaxes in any way and does not give 100%, they are going to get whistled off the planet. Listen, for those of you that came to Madrid, your timing is good because the tension level at the moment this is going to feel like a semifinal. This is going to feel like a semifinal. The tension level is absolutely insane. Okay, by the way, I'm going to talk about the possible lineup. It looks like Kylian is not available. It looks like Camavinga is not available because they didn't train. So I'm going to speculate on what we could see in the lineup, but it's extremely problematic. But okay, thank you for joining me as always. Let me give you my thoughts ahead of this really, really crucial match tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Let's get started. Welcome back. Okay, let's talk about this match now. Listen, just before we get started, I just wanted to mention this. I had a really fun dinner last night with, I've mentioned him before, Kylian Sobani, the guy that runs Managing Madrid. I think you guys probably follow him already, but we had a really, really fun dinner at Maison Chistu. When you come to Madrid, there are two sort of quintessential Real Madrid restaurants. One is Asador Donostierra. The other one is a sister restaurant called Maison Chistu. We had an absolute blast. They have pictures on the walls of all the sort of great sports legends and, Real Madrid, mostly Real Madrid legends. It was really, really cool. I had a great time, and we'll probably end up doing some sort of collaboration at some point. I don't know, maybe a video or two or something like that. But anyway, let's get back to the match. Okay, this match is absolutely mission critical for everyone. Everyone's ass is on the line, not just Xavi's. I think that a defeat or even a draw, I think might do it, and I think trigger Xavi's replacement. In terms of who could sub him, sort of come in as a stopgap. I don't know. People are saying maybe Arbeloa, like, I don't know, Solari. I don't know. A lot of different theories out there. Some people also think that maybe Zidane could come back, not as a sort of long-term commitment, but maybe as just sort of a stopgap to finish the season. That's not impossible. I don't know if Zidane would make a long-term commitment, but would he be okay to do it for a few months? It's possible because Zidane has an ongoing relationship with the club and a very close personal relationship with Florentino. And in a kind of emergency situation like this, it's not entirely impossible that something like that could happen. But this is all speculation, and it's absolutely impossible to know. Now, the irony, there's something a little bit ironic in terms of the way that this match sets up. Now, because if you are one of those people that really believe that the problem is Xabi Alonso, then I don't know, you might want us to lose tomorrow because that would trigger Xavi's dismissal, I'm pretty sure. But I just can't get myself to do that. I would never, ever want Real Madrid to lose or under any circumstance whatsoever. I think every cell in my body would reject that notion. So I'm certainly not in that camp. But if we did win, that would probably buy Xavi more time. So, it's kind of one of those kind of ironic situations. But like I say, I think everybody's ass is on the line tomorrow. There's absolutely no sort of excuse for anyone. Now, one thing that and by the way, the players, it's the players as well, because think about Bini. Bini's trying to renegotiate a contract Well, you're losing leverage every single match because as long as you keep playing this poorly, you are losing leverage in those negotiations with every poor performance. So, and the players know if you want to stay in this club, you're going to have to give 100%. So I really think everyone's ass is on the line, not just Xavi. One thing that I heard, which I don't know if this is true because there's a lot of speculation and everybody kind of has their own theories. But one theory is that one of the reasons the Brazilians have an issue with Xavi, Vini and Rodrigo and stuff, is because of the way they're treating Enrique. Now, I don't know if this is true. I mean, it certainly does make sense that maybe one of the issues that the Brazilians have is the treatment of Enrique, because I think we're all a bit baffled by exactly what's going on there. It's just inexplicable that this kid does not get a single minute. It's just something very strange. I don't know if that's true. I also want to mention that there was an interesting interview with Jorge Valdano, who was, a great player for us and Argentina, and that magical Argentina side that won the World Cup. Well, Jorge Valdano is a very highly respected person here in terms of his commentary. He has his own sort of TV show where he does interviews with people, and Jorge Valdano blames the players. He actually supports Xavi and blames the player, and he said in his, on his show that the players aren't running. That the problem is that the players are not giving 100%, and the players are not running. And I can certainly see a lot of truth in that. Because it's quite obvious to me that we're just not playing with the intensity that we need to. I mean, look at the last match. I mean, it took 65 minutes and a lot of drama before the players started to run and play with an intensity level that makes you competitive. So, okay, now let's talk about the lineup really quickly. And like I say, the Kylian situation. So apparently he didn't train, but I'm hearing that it's not the finger. It's not the finger, it's something muscular. And if that is the case, man, are we in trouble. The finger thing is not a big deal. I mean, you guys remember Benzema would always wrap his hand. And the reason that Benzema had that bandage was that he had broken a finger. And it was kind of deformed, but he didn't want surgery because if he got the surgery, he would have to miss a match, and he didn't want to miss a single minute of playing time. So he never had it fixed. He never had the surgery. So the guy literally just sacrificed a finger because he didn't want to miss a single minute playing for Real Madrid. So it's not the finger issue. Apparently, it's something muscular. But the absence of Kylian, I mean, this is just mind-boggling and I think devastating. Now, Camavinga also didn't train. So apparently, Camavinga is also out. So that kind of really, really limits us. The Militao injury we now know is going to be about 4 months. This is a hamstring tear. And hamstring tears are a very, very big deal, okay? Your hamstring is like the longest muscle in the human body. If the tears, depending on how long it is, determines how long your recovery takes. Now, I mean, I remember about 10 or 12 years ago, I tore my hamstring, and it took forever to heal. And you can't extend your leg fully until your hamstring is fully recovered. It's a very, very long process because the size of the muscle, of that muscle, a tear is really, really problematic and takes a very, very long time to heal. Okay, in terms of lineups, guys, yeah, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I think this is kind of where I think things could go, just based on all of the injuries. I think we'll put, Courtois in goal. I think Carreras on the left. Fede, I think, has to play right back because this is Man City, okay? This is not Celta. And you saw what Celta did to us, so we need to get very serious about defending. I think Fede will be right back. I think in the center of defense, Asensio and Rudiger, we don't really have much choice there. Carreras as left back. I think in the middle of the pitch, you'll have Tchouaméni and probably Ceballos, I think. And then, Jude and Arda, a little bit further forward, I think. Although, he might want to play Arda further back as a double pivot and push Ceballos up. I don't know. But this is sort of my best guess in terms of the middle of the pitch. And then up front, you're going to have Vini on the left. And then here's the big question is what happens on the right? And, and I really, if you kind of think about it, I don't know. I mean, it could be Rodrigo, it could be Brahim, it could be Mastantuono. That's really, really a tough call. But this lineup is my best guess, based on kind of what we know. Now, look, I repeat, this is not Celta. this is Man City, and I know that Man City has been very irregular this year. They've been inconsistent. They've had matches where they played very well, but then they've had other matches they played quite poorly. So it's true that this is not the same version, but it doesn't matter. You're talking about a team with Foden and Haaland and Bernardo Silva, and like this is a very, very good team individually. They're very physical. They play, this is an English side. An English side are incredibly difficult and fast and powerful and physical, and it's going to be an absolutely incredibly difficult match. Now, the only sort of kind of silver lining that I can think of anywhere is that Rudiger actually did a very good job canceling Haaland in our previous meetings. Now, obviously, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it is a little bit encouraging that Rudiger, I mean, at least, in previous matches, has done quite well against Haaland, which is not an easy thing to do. But, okay, so, look, that's kind of where I think we are. Mission critical. Everyone's kind of future depends on what happens tomorrow. And, of course, I'll be there. I just want to remind you guys that tomorrow we're kicking off, some really fun shorts. And, we're going to have the first edition of the Uncle's Corner. So on the balcony, I think we're going to film that on the balcony because you can see the Bernabeu behind us, which is kind of cool. So, I'll do some shorts there. I might go to a street. There's a special street and a special bar where all the Ultrasur hang out. Now, the Ultrasur are the sort of radical supporters that used to be behind the Fondo Sur, behind the southern goal. And Florentino Perez, kicked him out of the club. And he brought in what's called the Grada de Animación, which is, where everybody wears the white shirt behind the goal on the south end. But the Ultras are they're alive and well, and they exist. And they make a hell of a ruckus before matches. So I'm going to give you guys a little clip of that. By the way, they also travel. They're very active in terms of going to away matches. So if you go to on away matches, there's always a lot of Ultrasur. But this is going to be a really, really tricky match. And by the way, when I'm in the stadium, we'll try to do shorts with maybe, if there's anything interesting to mention. It's kind of, the cell signal is a tricky issue because when you have that many people in one area, sometimes the signal gets lost. I'm going to try to augment my cell signal. I think there's some apps and things you can do. So I'm going to try so that when I put those shorts out, I want it to be as real time as possible. But anyway, this is life or death. Very nervous about this match. It's going to be unbelievably tense. So I expect the atmosphere to be amazing. But look, those are my thoughts ahead of this match. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Thanks for joining me. As always, I love you guys. And as always, a la Madrid.